Today we're removing the door panel, the rear door panel, on a 2008 Toyota Camry. The tools needed will be a Phillips screwdriver, pry bar, and a small flathead screwdriver, which I have right here. And we're going to start with this. And inside the door open here, there's a little spot to pry against a small panel in this opening. And then we're going to remove the little cover. Next we're going to take our pry bar and start at the edge of this silver trim that goes along the edge of the door panel and pry along it. This will release some clips. All the clips tend to release with a little bit of pry pressure. And we'll work our way across and remove this panel as well. Now with our Phillips screwdriver, we're going to remove the one screw from the door handle. Then we're going to push our finger into the front opening and push up on the back panel of the window switch. The back will lift up and then pull back to release the front tongue. We're going to push the trigger in on the side of this connector, and this will allow us to disconnect it. This also gives room to remove the screw that's inside this opening. We're going to remove the second screw here. On the last door panel we did, we had both the screws fall down to the bottom of the panel. We pulled those out when removing the panel, or they more or less fell out when we removed the panel. Now we have all the screws off the panel. We're going to start at the back of the panel and pry the edge of the panel from the door. Actually, we're going to start at the front. This door panel has been off before. Some of the clips seem to be missing. We could work our way around and pull back on the panel at the same time. We now have a little bit of clearance here between the door panel, and we're going to push up on the door panel, release the back, and release the front. Now the door panel is released from the door. Now we got to get to the cables that control the lock and door handle. Now we have the two cables that come up to the door handle. One is the door handle, one is the door lock. We're going to grasp the back of the cable here, pull it up out of a little locking mechanism, and you'll see that release. Then we're going to pull on the cable a little bit and release this cable up. This one has a 90-degree on it, and then it fits back into a slot, and we put that back in. The bottom one we do the same, pull it around to release the cable up to the little slot, and this one has a little ball on the end. Now we're going to pull the panel up. At the very bottom here is the courtesy light. Here's our courtesy light. We're going to pull this up. There is a trigger on this connector as well. We're going to push the trigger in and release it. And this is how you remove the door panel. Be right with you.
Okay.
Now this is how you remove the door panel. We want to check the back of the door panel and make sure all the clips are on this panel. Sometimes they don't get removed and stick to the door, and you have to pry the clip from the panel and they slide back into a slot on the back side of the panel with the clip. And then we'll line all these up when we go to put the panel in. Put the panel back on, the cables go first, it goes down into the window jam, and then you line up all the clips and snap it in place. Be sure you have your control panel connector up so you don't have to fish it out later. Now for the speaker on this one, I can see that there's been some modifications done to the wire harness. We have an extra, or let's say aftermarket speaker here. The frame seems to be loose for some reason. We have no audio to this speaker, and we're replacing them at the same time. So depending on what's here, you may, the factory speaker, I've seen the basket be cut out with some tin snips to make room to put an aftermarket speaker in. This loose panel here is, I'm going to have to figure this one out here in a few minutes. But usually a couple screws, install the stereo speaker, hook it back up to the existing wires if you're going aftermarket, and again the door panel goes on. Hope this video has been helpful. Thank you for watching.